recap the weekend, huh?
Yeah, man. Tell you what, those series are hard fought and meaningful, good baseball, emotional, all that stuff. I mean, it all comes out over 3 days, and obviously three unique games. You know, all different in the way in which they played out. But I thought our team responded today in such a positive way. I'm very proud of Gabe. His best start to date. He really grew up a little bit out there today. It was real positive for him and our team. We needed that after Brian having his shortest outing of the year yesterday and being so fantastic all year long. It was the first time we had to kind of piece together the middle game of a series. And so we kept our leverage relievers out of yesterday's game for good reason, because we were never in the right position to go to them. So we had a bullpen ready today, but Gabe gave us 4 solid innings. Tommy, Drew, and Robert gutted it out, kept us right where we needed to be in terms of being in firing distance in those middle innings. Carson was good closing, but those guys keeping us in the game gave us a chance to put a rally together, and you saw that happen. Obviously, the 7th inning, lots of things went on there, but probably the moment that just most sticks out was Donovan's swing. Young man had been broke into the lineup early in the season, like week 2. I think we're in game 5 or 6 on the year, and breaks into the lineup and showed real promise. He's got a beautiful swing and gets hit by a pitch and was out for 6 weeks. And so just this week, first time he's seen a live pitch in 6 weeks, and first time the doctor had cleared him to do it. So his commitment to getting back, and then his work ethic all week long. The kid has really good karma. I mean, he is just such a positive kid. The team reacted to his home run. It was an unbelievable reaction, and not only because it was for the team, but because he did it, and they've been watching him fight his way back. So I thought that was an unbelievably cool moment to witness the respect that older players have for a freshman who's been working so hard for the team, and what the team did collectively around that was important. You look up and down the lineup. Zach Earhart's playing great. Miola's one tough customer, continues to play despite some leg issues. Schubert is starting to find his rhythm after being out. Young Avery Ortiz had a really nice series, hitting in a leverage position in the batting order. He came up repeatedly with runners on base and delivered multiple big hits over the weekend. And then Donovan, like I said, delivering. So, we had one stretch today. We had freshmen in the 5, freshmen in the 6, freshmen in the 7. Those are big spots in the order for young people to hit in, and they handled themselves well. So it's a great win for our team. Oklahoma's very good, an outstanding offensive team. They're difficult to pitch to and hard to get out. So I thought for us as a team, it was a really, really good day.
Donovan told us he had never had an injury like that before. With a guy that young, just how impressive is it for him to be able to come through in a big moment so soon after coming back from an injury like that?
He likes it. He likes it. He's most comfortable on a baseball field. There's some athletes nowadays that they're most comfortable off the field being athletes. When the games are going on, they're not as comfortable with the games. They like all the stuff that goes along with being an athlete, but they don't actually like the performance side of being an athlete. They like the cool side. He's just the opposite. He's the most cool and the most gathered in competition. He thrives on competition, and there's a YouTube clip of him hitting a state championship home run last year for Barb High School to help them propel them to the state championship. And Barb High School is one of the best high school teams in the country. He loves moments. I actually was not surprised he delivered. So again, he has a gift of believing in himself and enjoying the moment. And whoever taught him that at a young age, they parented him well. A lot of guys, they don't want necessarily that moment in case it goes wrong. He views the moment because of the opportunity for it to go right.
He told us he's sort of gone out of his way to try to be a positive force in the dugout since he hasn't been able to help in other ways. You think that's one reason you're saying the team really appreciated not just the moment, but it was him?
Yeah, you can't fool your teammates. Kids know each other. They know when you're pure. They know when you're into it. They know when you're part of the team. They know when you care about other people. They watch you. They see you in the most truest of places: dorm rooms, locker rooms, buses, dining facilities. They're with each other in those spaces. They know who cares about each other. They know who is into it for the team. They hear it in how you talk. Like I said, he has good karma. There's positive energy that kind of just kind of comes away from him. So it's a really cool thing. I mean, I'm just proud of Gabe for his growth. I'm proud of Donovan for his growth because of what I've watched them grow through to get to this moment and to see good moments happen for kids on that journey. Obviously, it propels the team forward and helps us win games, but it's also neat because there's not always bright days sometimes during that. I mean, Donovan's been hurt for 6 weeks. He missed trips on the road. He's been here by himself. I mean, there's just all kinds of things that kids go through that when you see something good happen for them, you know, you light up a little bit.
Does all of that kind of give you faith to keep him in there in that moment? Because I mean, it's a pivotal moment in the game, and you're leaving a freshman in there to do it. I mean, that's got to speak volumes about what you think of them.
Yeah, I felt real good about him being up there, and that's kind of why I slotted him in the order where I did. I figured he was going to get up with some runners on base today. I think his internal self-talk is really positive, which means he believes he can deliver, you know, and he's not afraid to take a shot and be great. So yeah, I do believe in the kid.
You kind of talk about playing in the moment. You had 8,000 all 3 days, Bedlam. Type of win you guys had today. What do these types of games and series mean to you?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, you know, it's hard to put into words because a lot of you guys, I mean, 12 years ago when I came here, you guys were young. You never saw. Did you see?
That's 2014.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. The growth of our program, the interest of the fan base, the Cowboy baseball being a big deal, people caring about it, the atmosphere being something to be a part of, games being things that recruits can come to and look at and say, I want to go do that. That's special. A home field advantage like we had today where we rallied when behind and fed off the energy of the crowd. Those things are real. And when we started this process, we didn't quite have that. And this is a culmination of so many great players, so much hard work, multiple great teams, generosity from donors and boosters and people that cared about our sport and invested in this opportunity to have this place. The 100+ alumni that were back here today and have been over all weekend long, their contribution. It's a kind of a culmination of a lot of things, and so yeah, it does mean a lot. It's, you know, it's what you want to do. You want to try to build something that people care about, something that you're proud of, something that has high standards. It's first class. Those are all the things that we've set out to do since day one. So when you see kind of back to back days, it's pretty neat.
Josh, obviously the Donovan's home run was the highlight of the 7th inning for you guys, but what went right for you? Excuse me, rather than that spin.
All right, notes here. Feel you. I feel like going back over that inning, I think the discipline of the at-bats was higher. I think if you look back, Avery had a tremendous 2-strike hit the other way. Schubert drew an important walk to help set the table. Aiden with the base hit up the middle. Benji walked. I want to say all those things were kind of part of how an inning like that was built. So plate discipline to draw walks, that's important. There was some 2-strike hitting. I think, again, I haven't had a chance to digest it, but we walked a fair number of times. We walked 11 times. It's a lot of walks. And I think part of that is because the opponent feels like they have to pitch you a certain way to try to keep the ball in the ballpark and try to stay away from the beginning, that they pitch you carefully. The only alternative you have as a hitter is to take your walks. So I think plate discipline showed up, walks showed up, 2-strike hitting showed up, and then obviously the big blow was a homer. But it's all part of the formula that led to that inning.
Donovan, everything you said about the fans this weekend, does it make you want to keep playing OU in the future? Keep playing these games?
Well, as we spoke about earlier in the week, we're going to play once a year, and that'll be a good way to continue this to some degree. And there's an appetite moving forward for more, then we'll explore when we get there. But both teams, Oklahoma moving to a new conference, will have to decide how they feel about their midweek games in between their weekends, and we have the same thing to consider too. Our new conference alignment will be traveling more and playing more games at a greater distance. So you're just trying to take into account how to build a good schedule, and we've chosen to continue to play. And I think that's. I don't know enough about what the other sports are doing, but I know we are going to continue to play. And we talked about it. When we play Oklahoma on the campus, we'll play here in Stillwater because we built this ballpark for moments like that.
With that being said, with this being the last time that for the foreseeable future you're playing 3 days in a row in front of the crowds that you had today, that has to have been pretty special for the program to have this.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we talked about this earlier. You know, I've never shied away from talking about these games having a deeper level of emotional magic to them. I mean, if people can say that, then they're probably not truly as heartfelt a Cowboy or a Sooner as maybe those of us that are. If these games feel like just another game to you, then you weren't raised here, you didn't go to school here. Maybe if you're a transplant player or coach, then yeah, you just say, hey, it's just another game. But I'm not transplant. I spent first 24 years of my adult life right here in orange and black. I've spent the last 12 as an adult here in orange and black. So these games matter a lot. And Oklahoma State people, just like OU people, know that when we compete, there's a certain level of pride that you feel. And so yeah, I think it was a good series. But yeah, these games have a different level of juice to them. At least for me, they do.
Donovan, he's going to rightly get the headlines today, but you mentioned Avery off the top. He hit 385 this weekend with 7 RBIs. Just how big can this be for a young guy in terms of confidence moving forward?
It's huge. These are kids, man. We got a lot of 18-year-olds playing. They're kids. They're pups. I mean, all it takes is one moment to help a kid feel like I can do this. And sometimes what they're able to do behind that is really fun to watch. But when you get to home plate a lot with runners in scoring position, there's lots of moments where you can either succeed or fail. The success feeds the drive to continue to chase being fearless. When you fail, and you don't have a moment of confidence-driven results, it still can be difficult to come over that hump. Does that make sense? Like, you need a moment to make you feel like, okay, I can do this, rather than keep stubbing your toe. But finally, when you can have a breakthrough moment, then you guys, you can see players take off a little bit. So, I think for Avery, this 3-game set gave him lots of moments, and he delivered far more often than he did.
Thanks, Coach.